Exploring Stoic teachings to deal with loneliness and sadness. Stoicism. Throughout life, we experience sad moments that make us question the meaning of pain and whether there's hope for the future. These are times when we feel lost, not understanding why we suffer. But have you considered that behind these difficulties, there might be a greater purpose, a lesson to be learned? This video explores Stoic teachings that provide guidance during these tough times. Here, you'll learn lessons that will boost your resilience in the face of any challenge, whether it's personal crises or seeking inspiration in daily routines. I invite you to absorb these teachings, allowing them to strengthen your spirit and uplift your mood. Together, we can transform darkness into light and find the courage to move forward. Let's start with accepting what we cannot change. Throughout life, we realize the world around us is always changing. How should we deal with this? When we encounter situations beyond our control, Stoics teach us to accept what we cannot change, recognizing the limits of our power. Marcus Aurelius, an emperor and philosopher, reminds us, "Accept whatever comes to you woven in the pattern of your destiny, for it could hardly have happened otherwise." Acceptance doesn't mean giving up or being passive. It means understanding where our influence ends and focusing our energies on what we can control, our actions, responses, and attitudes. Imagine facing a major loss or a sudden change that transforms your life. Your initial reaction might be resistance, questioning why, and feeling overwhelming despair. But by adopting the Stoic principle of acceptance, we shift our perspective from resistance to understanding and from despair to resilience. Think of a river flowing along its course. Obstacles like rocks, bends, and fallen trees don't block its path but shape its flow. Similarly, life's challenges and changes shape our journey. Resisting these changes is like fighting against the current. Accepting them means finding ways to flow around them, adapting, and moving forward with renewed strength and clarity. Consider the example of a professional athlete who suffers an injury ending their career. Initially, the loss may seem insurmountable, deeply affecting their identity. However, by accepting their new reality and focusing on what they can control, like rehabilitation, new career plans, or mentoring young athletes, they discover a new purpose and fulfillment. Acceptance becomes the foundation for building a meaningful new chapter in their life. This principle also applies to everyday situations, like the frustration of being stuck in traffic, something common in our busy lives. Instead of getting angry and stressed about things we can't control, practicing acceptance helps us find peace in the present moment. Take time for activities like listening to an audiobook, reflecting on your day, or simply practicing mindful breathing. Shifting our focus from what we can't change to how we choose to react turns tough moments into opportunities for calm and personal growth. Marcus Aurelius teaches us that what hinders our actions can actually guide them. What's in the way becomes the way itself. This Stoic wisdom suggests that obstacles and changes can propel our progress. Embracing these challenges and focusing on how we respond turns hardships into opportunities for growth. Beyond fostering personal growth, acceptance significantly impacts our mental and emotional well-being. Resisting what we can't change often leads to stress, anxiety, and suffering. Acceptance, on the other hand, brings peace and clarity, preserving our emotional and mental energy for what truly matters: our values, goals, and relationships. Consider a personal relationship facing a challenge, like a disagreement or difference in values. Accepting reality doesn't mean giving up on the relationship, but acknowledging the difficulty and seeking constructive ways to deal with it. This could involve open communication to better understand the situation, or in some cases recognizing that separation might be the best solution for both parties. Acceptance allows us to navigate these situations with serenity and integrity, maintaining our inner peace and respecting the complexity of human relationships. Acceptance is linked to the Stoic practice of focusing on what we can control. Stoics teach that true freedom lies in controlling our thoughts and reactions. Accepting external circumstances brings us inner freedom. We understand that while we can't control the world around us, we have complete control over our inner world, our attitudes, choices, and actions. To cultivate acceptance, start with small daily practices. When facing setbacks or disappointments, pause and acknowledge that some events are beyond our control. Focus on how you can respond positively. Over time, this becomes a habit that helps face bigger challenges. The practice of mindfulness meditation can also enhance our ability to accept what we can't change. Through mindfulness, we train our minds to observe thoughts and emotions without judgment, creating space for acceptance. Regular meditation can help develop a calm and centered mindset that is resilient in the face of life's inevitable changes. In summary, the Stoic principle of accepting what we can't change is a profound lesson in resilience and inner peace. Embracing acceptance shifts our focus from resistance and suffering to understanding and personal growth. It empowers us to face life's challenges calmly, turning obstacles into opportunities to move forward. Remember the words of Marcus Aurelius: "Accept whatever the fate weaves for everything can serve your greater good." By accepting what we cannot change, we align ourselves with the flow of life. In terms of mental outlook, it's very important to develop a strong mindset to deal with problems calmly and determinedly. The Stoics, who followed a deep philosophy, taught us that facing difficulties is not just a test of our inner strength, but also a chance to reach our full potential. According to Seneca, a Stoic philosopher, there is no person more unfortunate than one who never faces adversity, for they never have the opportunity to demonstrate their bravery. This shows it's crucial not to see challenges as enemies, but valuable opportunities to grow stronger. Difficulties are a normal part of human life. Whether it's personal loss, setbacks at work, or unexpected challenges, they test our resilience and courage. The Stoic approach isn't to avoid these problems, but to confront them directly, using them as a chance to grow and improve as individuals. Imagine a young entrepreneur facing the failure of their first business. Initially discouraged and uncertain, adopting a Stoic view can turn this setback into an opportunity to learn valuable lessons and build a stronger, more successful business in the future. Overcoming difficulties can lead to greater achievements. Seneca's wisdom teaches us that facing challenges is crucial for testing and strengthening our character. Without challenges, we can't know our limits or discover our true potential. Thomas Edison exemplifies this Stoic mindset by facing numerous failures before successfully inventing the light bulb. He viewed each failure as a valuable opportunity, famously saying, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." His persistence and courage in the face of repeated failures resulted in one of the most significant inventions in history. To endure difficulties, it's crucial to maintain a clear sense of purpose and direction. When we have well-defined goals and values, we can confront challenges with more focus and determination. This makes difficulties less daunting because we're driven by a strong purpose, which strengthens our resilience and helps us overcome obstacles. Stoics also teach us to control our reactions to difficulties. While we can't control external events, we can control how we respond to them. This internal control is the true source of our power. By practicing mindfulness and self-reflection, we can manage our emotions and approach challenges with clarity and resolution, turning setbacks into growth opportunities. Difficulties often reveal our strengths and internal capabilities that may be hidden. They challenge us to step out of our comfort zone and explore our inner reserves of courage, creativity, and resilience. Each challenge overcome increases our inner strength, creating a reserve of power we can draw on in future difficulties. To develop this resilience in the face of difficulties, regular practice of self-reflection and mindfulness is helpful. Reflecting on past challenges and how we overcame them boosts our confidence in dealing with future difficulties. Mindfulness meditation also helps us stay calm and centered during tough times, enabling us to face challenges with serenity. Dealing with difficulties is a fundamental lesson from Stoic philosophy, teaching us to see challenges as opportunities to grow and strengthen. By facing difficulties with a positive attitude, maintaining a clear sense of purpose, controlling our reactions, and recognizing our internal strengths, we can transform adversities into steps toward greater achievements. Emotional control is also central to Stoics. They teach us how to manage emotions by realizing that our lives are shaped by our thoughts. Controlling our emotions doesn't mean ignoring external events, but rather controlling how we interpret and react to them. For instance, Epictetus was born a slave and faced many difficulties throughout his life, but maintained calmness and composure due to his Stoic training. He taught that while we can't control what happens to us, we can control how we perceive and react. This perspective helped him face difficulties with grace and strength, showing how controlling emotions can transform life. To start controlling your emotions, it's important to practice self-awareness. Observing thoughts and feelings without judgment helps identify patterns that trigger emotional responses. Mindfulness meditation is an effective tool for increasing this self-awareness, training the mind to stay present and observe thoughts and feelings without being swept away by them. Additionally, cognitive restructuring is essential for emotional control. This involves challenging and changing negative or irrational thoughts that contribute to emotional suffering. Focusing on what we can control and accepting what is beyond our influence is another important Stoic principle for emotional management. Accepting that we can't control other people's actions or external events allows us to focus our energy on what we can control, our own responses. By applying these Stoic principles, we can transform negative emotional experiences into opportunities for personal growth. Instead of automatically reacting to criticism or adverse situations, we can reframe our perception and focus on our response. This not only helps control our emotional reactions, but also facilitates ongoing learning and growth. In summary, Stoic philosophy offers a valuable set of principles for facing difficulties with courage, resilience, and serenity. By embracing challenges as opportunities for growth, maintaining a clear purpose, controlling our reactions, and cultivating our inner strength, we can not only overcome challenges, but also thrive in the face of them. Practicing mindfulness can help manage emotions. By focusing on life's positives and daily reflecting on what makes us grateful, we can gain a more positive outlook. Keeping a journal where we jot down moments of appreciation strengthens this practice. Moreover, building emotional resilience is crucial for handling tough feelings. Resilience not only helps us overcome challenges, but also keeps us calm in the face of them. Practices like accepting ourselves, seeking social support, and taking care of our bodies through exercise, healthy eating, and adequate sleep are vital in this process. These habits not only improve our overall well-being, but also help us handle emotions better. Embracing Stoic practices, such as anticipating problems in advance, prepares us to face emotional challenges. Mentally preparing to deal with difficulties can lessen their emotional impact when they arise, giving us a sense of control and readiness. In summary, Managing emotions is a crucial Stoic lesson that empowers us to shape our lives through thoughtful and deliberate responses. Integrating self-awareness, mindfulness, cognitive reframing, gratitude, and resilience can provide us with greater emotional control and inner peace in tough times. As Marcus Aurelius said, the life of Stoic philosophy also teaches us to prepare for inevitable changes in life. Anticipating difficulties and planning how to respond helps us become more resilient and suffer less from sudden changes. Practicing gratitude is also important. Regularly reflecting on what we're grateful for helps us appreciate the present moment and understand that good things are temporary. Keeping a gratitude journal strengthens this practice and helps us focus on what we already have rather than what we lack. In addition to personal practices, learning from nature also helps us understand impermanence. Observing how seasons change and how plants and animals live their life cycles teaches us to accept that everything in life is transient. Nature's resilience and adaptability can inspire us to face changes with the same acceptance. Accepting impermanence also means recognizing that change can bring growth and new opportunities. Seeing change as natural helps us adapt better to life's fluctuations and remain open to new experiences. In conclusion, understanding that everything in life is temporary is a valuable lesson that helps us accept the transient nature of existence. By practicing mindfulness, cultivating detachment, preparing for change, practicing gratitude, and learning from nature, we can find peace and beauty in our journey of constant change.